On October 26, 1864, a telegraph operator in Carson City sat down and began transmitting a message. It was 16,543 words long. The total cost was $4,303.27. They were sending an entire state constitution to Washington. The election was less than 2 weeks away. A snowstorm was already moving into the mountains. This is the story of the state Abraham Lincoln built in a single election year. The state that accidentally gave America its greatest writer's pen name. The town that was simultaneously the county seat of 2 different states at the same time. And the man whose name is on the richest silver lode in American history, who died broke in a Montana field with a pistol in his hand. It is August 23, 1864. Lincoln expects to lose. He is so certain of defeat that he writes a sealed memorandum predicting it and has his entire cabinet sign the outside of the envelope without showing them the contents. He puts it away. He prepares to lose. Then he starts solving a 3-part problem that requires a solution before November arrives. He needs electoral votes. He needs ratification votes for the 13th Amendment abolishing slavery, as it has cleared the Senate but stalled in the House. And he needs the Comstock silver, flowing out of Nevada territory every month, directly financing the Union War debt. One place offers all 3. Its population is 43,000, well below the required 60,000 threshold for statehood. Lincoln ignores the threshold. He signs the Nevada Enabling Act on March 21, 1864, and starts the clock. Nevada territory had been carved out of Utah just 3 years earlier, not for geographic logic, and not only for silver. Congress did not trust the Mormon Church to govern the Comstock mines during a wartime financial emergency. Nevada exists as a separate state from Utah because of religious distrust during a war. The state motto says, "Battle born." It does not specify which battle. The silver that made Nevada worth rushing into the Union was found by 2 men digging a ditch. Patrick McLaughlin and Peter O'Reilly struck pure silver sulfide in 1859 at the base of Sun Mountain. They were looking for water. Henry Comstock arrived shortly after, declared the ground was previously his, and talked his way into the partnership. The lode bearing his name produced over $300 million. Comstock sold his share for $10,000 to $11,000. He opened 2 stores in Nevada. Both failed. He spent years wandering the West looking for a second strike. He died by his own hand in a Montana field in September 1870. The man who made the original discovery sold his interest for a horse worth $40, a few dollars in cash, and possibly a bottle of whiskey. A third partner sold for $3,500, lost it all, and died working as a cook in other men's camps. A fourth received $50,000, invested it in mining stocks, lost everything, and ended his life in a California asylum convinced that spirits were directing him toward hidden gold. The richest silver lode in American history. Every man who found it died with nothing. 30 miles south of the Comstock mines, while all of that was unfolding, something happened that has no precedent in the history of American statehood. A mining town called Aurora sat on the border between California and Nevada territory. Nobody had surveyed exactly where that border ran. California claimed Aurora and made it the county seat of Mono County in 1861. Nevada territory claimed Aurora and made it the county seat of Esmeralda County the same year. For 2 full years, a single courthouse served as the administrative center of 2 counties in 2 different states simultaneously. Aurora held elections to send representatives to both the California Assembly and the Nevada Territorial Legislature at the same time. The same citizens voted in both. A federal survey in 1863 determined Aurora sat 3 to 4 miles inside Nevada. California's officials quietly packed the county records and moved the seat to Bridgeport. This is the only documented case in American history of a single town simultaneously serving as county seat of 2 counties in 2 different states. In Virginia City, during this same period, a failed silver miner named Samuel Clemens had given up on the mines and accepted a newspaper reporting job at the Territorial Enterprise. He had come to Nevada because Lincoln had appointed his brother Orion as Secretary of Nevada Territory, a reward for campaign support. Orion brought Samuel west. Samuel tried prospecting. He failed completely. He began writing letters under the name Josh. The editor recognized something in the writing and put him on staff. On February 3rd, 1863, Samuel Clemens signed a letter with a new name. That name was Mark Twain. The pen name that gave America Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, and the most celebrated literary voice of the 19th century was born in a Nevada silver boomtown during the political chaos of a territory racing toward unconstitutional statehood, because Abraham Lincoln had rewarded the right man's brother with the right government appointment. Lincoln needed Nevada to win the election. Nevada accidentally gave America Mark Twain. Neither man knew the other was responsible. The Nevada Constitutional Convention convened on July 4th, 1864. The delegates wrote the entire state constitution in 24 days. Then all 3 justices of the Territorial Supreme Court resigned simultaneously, leaving Nevada rushing towards statehood with no functioning judiciary whatsoever. The delegates pressed on. The Constitution was sent by telegraph, every word, every character, across 2,000 miles of copper wire, and the bill came to $4,303.27. Lincoln paid it without discussion. A snowstorm then moved into the Sierra Nevada passes and trapped one of the state's 3 designated presidential electors. He nearly did not make it to the polls. He made it through. Nevada became the 36th state on October 31st, 1864. Lincoln won the election by a margin that made the entire sprint unnecessary. The insurance policy turned out to be insurance he had not needed. Nevada had done everything Lincoln asked. The country moved on. The Comstock Lode peaked in the 1870s. By 1882, the accessible ore was gone. The mining companies liquidated. The workers followed the money out of the state. Virginia City, which had been one of the largest and most prosperous cities in the American West, emptied within years. Nevada's population collapsed so severely that Congress held genuine discussions about revoking its statehood and returning the territory to federal administration. The state that had been created for the highest moral purpose in American history, to help end slavery and save the Union, was now too empty and too broke to govern itself properly. The Nevada legislature confronted this reality and adopted a scheduling arrangement that remains in place to this day. It meets once every 2 years. When they introduced this schedule, the state had roughly 40,000 people, and the logic was plain. Nevada now has over 3 million residents. The legislature still meets every 2 years. The logic has not become more obvious with time. For 50 years, Nevada searched for something to replace the silver. Nothing worked at scale. Then came 1931 and the Great Depression, and the state's last remaining option. The legislature met and legalized casino gambling. In the same session, they reduced the residency requirement for divorce to 6 weeks, making Nevada the easiest place in America to legally dissolve a marriage. 2 decisions, 1 sitting. If you lost everything at a card table, you could begin the paperwork to leave the person you had been losing it with before sundown. Nevada decided this was a viable economic foundation. Nevada was correct. Las Vegas, which had not existed at all when Nevada became a state in 1864, and which was a small railroad watering stop when it was first incorporated in 1905, grew into something that redefined the global meaning of excess. Then the military arrived with nuclear weapons. 928 tests were conducted in the Nevada desert between 1951 and 1992. 100 of them were detonated above ground. The mushroom clouds were visible from hotel rooftops on the Las Vegas Strip. Casino hotels marketed rooftop viewing parties for the detonations. They called it the atomic cocktail. It was presented and received as entertainment. The federal government later proposed storing America's nuclear waste permanently inside Yucca Mountain. Nevada has been contesting that proposal for over 40 years. Nevada's position, stated plainly, is that it has already contributed enough. Nevada's state motto is Battleborn. The men who assigned it meant it as a commendation. Born in the fire of the nation's worst crisis, forged to serve the Union's survival, created to help end slavery forever. Here is what they built with that mandate. A state whose legislature meets every 2 years because it spent too long being too empty to afford anything more frequent. A state that saved itself by legalizing gambling and easy divorce in the same afternoon. A state that accepted 100 nuclear detonations on the grounds that arguing with Washington had never worked before and probably would not start working now. Henry Comstock's name is on a mountain that produced more silver than any mine in American history. He sold his share for $10,000 to $11,000. He spent years looking for what he had already had and died in a Montana field still heading toward a mine that did not exist. Nevada has been running on that same principle ever since. Enormous, valuable, and mostly rewarding to people who arrived after the original deal was done. Lincoln used this state, moved on, and opened that sealed memorandum at his next cabinet meeting to show his ministers what they had signed without reading. He had been wrong about losing. He had never needed Nevada after all. Mark Twain found his voice in a Nevada silver boomtown and left for California in 1864. Nevada got a chapter in Roughing It and a line of credit in the acknowledgments. Battleborn. They were not wrong about the battle. Nevada has been deciding what to think about the rest of it for 160 years. Next time, West Virginia, the only state in American history formed by seceding from another state. Virginia left the Union. Part of Virginia refused to go. They asked Lincoln to make them their own state. The Constitution explicitly forbids this without the consent of the original state. Virginia had not consented. Virginia was at war with the men asking. Lincoln's own attorney general told him it could not legally be done. Lincoln signed it into law anyway and wrote a private memo that same day acknowledging the legal argument might not hold. The only state ever born through an act of constitutional impossibility, signed by a president who privately admitted it might be illegal. That story is next.